March 2nd, 1940. A crowd of 78,000 fans is packed along a dirt track in Southern California. They have gathered to watch an aging athlete attempt to return from an injury that should have ended his career. At 7 years old, Seabiscuit is ancient by racing standards. He is a horse that was once overworked, starved, and deemed too lazy to ever reach a winner's circle, now trying to overcome a catastrophic ruptured ligament. This event moved beyond the sports pages. It offered a rare point of focus for a vulnerable nation watching the world move toward the brink of a second global war. Welcome to the channel. We look at specific historical events to see how they capture the broader anxieties and shifts of their time. This is Santa Anita Park. Its signature race, the Santa Anita Handicap, was known as the 100 Grander for its massive winner-take-all prize, a sum worth millions in today's economy. To understand why a single race meant so much to a country in crisis, we have to look back at this contender's dismal origins. In his early career, Seabiscuit was treated as a workhorse rather than a champion. By age 3, he was pushed into 43 races, nearly 4 times a typical thoroughbred's workload, resulting in 17 consecutive losses. The schedule took a toll. He was 200 pounds underweight, refused to eat, and developed a mean temper, lunging at anyone near his stall. He was also physically unremarkable, with stubby legs and an awkward, flailing egg-beater 8. To the racing establishment, he looked completely unsuited for the track. A turning point arrived in 1936. Charles Howard, an automobile magnate, purchased the horse and assembled an unlikely team: a quiet Mustang trainer named Tom Smith and a failed prizefighter, Red Pollard. Smith used unorthodox methods to rehabilitate the horse. He replaced the whip with extra sleep and moved companion animals, a stray dog and a spider monkey, into the stall to calm the animal's nerves. By adapting their methods to the horse's nature, rather than forcing him to conform, the team awakened a fierce, willing competitor. By 1937, Seabiscuit was dominating the West Coast, sparking a regional rivalry with the established racing elite of the East. His opposite was War Admiral. Sleek, regal, and a Triple Crown winner, the Admiral represented the old money establishment, making him the perfect aristocratic foil to Seabiscuit's underdog persona. Their rivalry culminated in 1938 at the Match of the Century. An estimated 40 million people, 1 out of every 3 Americans, tuned in their radios to hear the two legends face off one-on-one. Though the Admiral was favored, Seabiscuit used an unexpected tactic. He bolted to an early lead, shattering expectations to win by 4 lengths. But just 6 weeks later, the dream appeared to end. Seabiscuit stumbled and ruptured a ligament, and shortly after, Pollard suffered a shattered leg of his own. With both horse and jockey crippled, their careers seemed over. The public lost its greatest hero just when the country was searching for a reason to believe in recovery. In the late 1930s, the Great Depression was still a daily reality. Unemployment was at 20. Seabiscuit's story offered a rare point of affirmation. To a country facing ruin at home and war abroad, his persistence suggested that recovery from the brink was possible. This leads us back to March 2nd, 1940. Against all professional advice, Seabiscuit and Pollard returned to the starting gate for one final attempt at the Santa Anita Handicap. As they thundered into the final turn, Seabiscuit was boxed in, trapped between 2 other horses with no clear path to the front. Then a gap opened. Pollard gave the command, and the 7-year-old horse accelerated with a burst of speed that left the field behind. He crossed the finish line in the 2nd fastest mile and a quarter in American track history, retiring as the highest-earning horse of his time. This final victory became a symbol of resilience. It provided a generation with proof that recovery from the brink was possible, even when the odds were stacked against them. If you want to see how the biggest events in history are often reflected in these smaller, human stories, subscribe for more. We have new deep dives coming every week.